My career is not an accident.
Better than us, depending on where you're from and what you've been through.
You're watching The God Show, hosted by Ray Daniels.
I'm a facilitator of dreams. I am not here to take you to your dream.
Too much money in a record deal can really enslave you.
King Damon, formerly of the Underdogs. There's only 2 of those.
This is Wendy Day from Rap Coalition.
106 & Park was created by me. I created the show for Bow Wow.
We the guys that cut the checks and made checks for people.
You watching me right here on The God Show.
On The God Show tonight.
God bless America.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Tamara, a.k.a. Girl from Harlem.
And this is Ray Daniels, a.k.a. the Culture Referee.
And this is The God Show.
And today, I don't think I've sat in the room with someone who has had more influence on my childhood that I have never met more than the man I'm sitting next to. And when I say my child, I'm talking about them 14 to 17, 18. Everybody wanted to be a No Limit Soldier. Every album that he dropped every Tuesday, we caught them shits. When you saw the artwork, you was just excited to see the artwork to go buy the album. He had the brand, and I mean, I can recite word for word, and it's something I'm going to tell y'all that I've never told anybody. I've only, and I shouldn't say this, but I feel like I want to let you know this, because I want, not for you, but for my team, I want y'all to know that there's only one celebrity in my life that I ever seen in person that I teared up when I saw, and it was P. I worked at the airport pushing wheelchairs. So you got to understand, I see Beyonce, I met Muhammad Ali, but nobody had my head more fucked up than the man sitting next to me. Everybody give it for Master P. Let's go. Let's get it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for making some time to sit down with us. I know it's a busy weekend, so I want to start off by thanking you. So I really want the base of this conversation to be about, like, Black entrepreneurship and where we see that going. So you were literally changing the face of Black entrepreneurship in the Black community, right? What is one of the biggest misconceptions you think we have as a community?
I just think the self-hate. We self-hate. We don't see, like, what we doing or where we going. We want us to stay in the same place. I've been constantly growing and getting better. And even when you want to help people, you go through adversity, all type of things. Our people, we don't stick together because we don't celebrate each other. We are afraid of each other's success. I've always been like, I'm happy to see another Black man doing something that we never was able to do. So I just think our people, we look at us one way. When somebody look at me as, oh, this dude is a music dude. No, you're not going to remember me for that. Because I was a businessman before I was in the music. And so a lot of us talk about this like, oh, so imagine all these artists come to you, you hear them, and you hear all this music they be saying, right? They be talking about how much money they got, all the stuff they do. Why y'all looking for a label if you a hustler? I ain't never did that. I made my own money, made my own bread. So what I talk about is real. And then I grew and evolved to be who I am today and know that I even had to grow past the music. And some people just don't want to change. They don't want to grow up. I'm just blessed, you know, because everybody always say, well, P, you did it. I say, no, I'm not self-made. I'm God-made. So I think that's the biggest thing that we don't get, that without God, because I come from the streets, I come from the struggle, the pain. I done been shot at, almost killed, everything, and I know that without God, I wouldn't be sitting here with y'all and be able to do my own TV series like the BMF coming, the No Limit series is coming. So we don't think we could do it. So we put a lot of trust and faith in them, but we don't put it in us. Because when you look at us, you wouldn't say, damn, that man could really do this. Well, first thing we're going to say, nah, you can't do that. That's a white man business. Even the music business. Think about it. You've been in the music business. No matter what you done, they never looked at you to be, okay, I'm the man behind all these people. You don't have to be in front all the time. I tell people all the time, you can own nothing but control everything. And so we don't understand that. But ownership is important. But what I'm telling y'all now, you can own nothing and control everything. So they didn't teach us that coming up. Okay, put our money in trust accounts. Put our money in insurance. They didn't teach us none of that. So, you sell some records, when it's over with, you go back to the hood, and they go and enjoy everything else.
But, you know, I know why. So you were ambitious. Like, your story was a story of someone who everybody knew P had the plan. Like, everybody knew that. So for you, it was a little different than my journey. My journey was I didn't have a plan. I didn't even expect to be anything. But what I figured out was that the reason why they don't want to celebrate you is because your success is a reminder of their failures.
Yeah.
Your success is a reminder of, because it's like the hardest thing for you to accept is, this motherfucker live right next door to me.
Yeah.
And he done turned around and became all that.
Yeah.
So now that's a reminder. And even though you like, I'm happy, I'm selling, if any way I can help y'all, they still looking at it like, bro.
Well, see, I'm going to tell y'all the thing that y'all got to realize. The white man could never break me down because I never had nothing. I come from nothing. So you could take it all. It's like in the Bible, the story of Job. The devil say, take everything from him and see what he curse you, God. Job, like, took his kids, took all his money, took his goat, his cattle, everything, right? Job's wife even said, you don't see what he doing to us? Job said, well, that's God. And that's how I look at it. Whatever God throw at me, and people say, well, why you keep being blessed? Because I'm never going to disrespect the higher being that has me here. So it's not about me. So I could make a lot of money. I could have $100 million one day. I could have $10 the next. It don't even matter. I go back and make $1 billion because I got $1 billion worth of knowledge.
Because it's in you.
Because it's in me. Because I think that's what it's scared. Because think about it. When I grew up in the project, people said you couldn't make it out, especially being from New Orleans. Not in music.
Yeah.
I left New Orleans, went to Richmond, California, took over the Bay, came back home. Everything they say I couldn't do, I did it. Yeah. But it wasn't about the money. I love it. I love the process. I love the journey. Yeah. So everybody else want the money. Everybody come to me and say, man, P, I want to make $1 million. I'm like, bro, you got to love what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't do this for money.
Yeah.
Nothing I ever done for money because I realize some of this stuff might take a longer time.
And then you get frustrated. Now you start hating the world because you didn't get, because if your motivation is the money, like even with this podcast, this was like a manifestation. I was like, let's just talk. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, but if I did this thinking, man, I'm about to get with fucking Joe Budden, them guys, I would have been quick. Because week 2, I'm like, I ain't got, everybody gave me $1 yet. What that dollar at?
But you love the process.
I try to make everybody,
yes. Think about it. So the people that don't, they can't see it. The same thing when I started No Limit, right? Because I'm from the streets, guys was like, man, well, what kind of hustle this here? I'm like, though, I'm about to do music. I ain't hustling in the streets no more. Yeah. They couldn't believe it. At the time, New Orleans was the murder capital of the world. Yeah. So they figured this was like a game. Like, dude got bread. Why you getting into the music industry? You know? Like, what kind of hustle this is? I'm like, nah, man. I want to be able to let people know who we are, where we come from. Because back then they thought we was riding on cattle. Yeah. When you say you from the South. Yeah. And man, they ain't know we had.
No, he right.
No, for real.
They played the South.
They thought it was country. They just like, I'm like, bro, you know I got gold ceilings in my house. Like I got Rolls Royces and Ferraris.
I would say so. She one of the people that thought that.
I was going to say that, but I was like, I
we slow as hell down there.
Shorty, I come to New York, right? I come to New York just on some hustle. The women in New York was like, baby, talk to me a little more. Just talk to me.
Let them accents,
I'm like, just talk to me, P. I'm just like, they didn't even know who I was. I was getting women out there just talking to them. Exactly. Like they was like, I like your accent. And that's what I tell people all the time. You don't have to be from the East Coast or the West Coast to be able to break in the music game. Yeah. You just got to love what you're doing. And it took me a long time. It took me a lot of feeling. So I tell people all the time, you don't learn from winning. You learn from losing.
Yes.
And so I've always learned from losing and getting back up. I don't even call it a loss. I call it a lesson.
Yep.
You know, y'all could go back and check, right? So when I came out to California, Nipsey Hussle was in the 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm like, bro, me and Janelle, we had a foundation out here called Urban Born. We still have it now. We in St. Louis now. We've been the toughest neighborhoods out here. So I used to give them $400-$500. Stop gang banging, me and Janelle. Oh, wow. And that's how we built our relationship. So when you look at it, you go somewhere, I've always tried to connect to talent and find people that you believe in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so my whole thing is I realized what God put me on this planet for is to help build future leaders. Yeah. And so it's not about making money. I feel like if I can create more leaders.
I want to tell you something, brother. You created one. Brother, I'm trying to tell you, I pushed you showed us it was real. Yeah. You showed, like, dog, people don't understand. You showed us it was real. You was, like, people say MC Hammer had a gang. Here's the only difference. Yeah. Your gang, they dropped the album every week. Yeah. Everybody, Skullduggery, Mr. Servon, everybody got an album. What was the girl name? The Mercedes album come. But everybody remember that pink outfit she had on the front. All the young niggas, we was waiting for it to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what it's about. putting people on, but at that same time that I realized you're not going to be successful forever. That's why we talked about failure. And a lot of these artists get caught up in thinking that, you done been through this.
The hell yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be on top forever.
Yeah.
And it's like you spending your money, you doing this. With us, we growing, we evolving.
Yeah.
And so when you look at that, they don't realize that you got to do something else. You got to diversify your portfolio.
Yeah.
Diversify your game. And I've been constantly blessed because I don't mind. Even when I was putting out music, I was selling clothes.
Yeah.
I was selling shoes. I was
Yeah.
growing. Like, I don't care if it wasn't successful.
Played in the NBA, you was
Yeah.
playing basketball,
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
You
And
lived the
so-
American dream.
Yeah. But guess what? I had to put the work in. So I
Yeah.
want people to know about this. Like, I'm about to do a documentary on my basketball because I think people think that I just blew up and went to the NBA.
Yeah.
But I went to the CBA first.
Mhm.
I played for Kobe Bryant daddy with the Las Vegas Rattlers.
Mm.
And so, like, I went to the bottom, go build myself up, get back in, then get opportunity. I got a 10-day. I mean, I went to Dallas. I played with a lot of teams, and that's what people going to realize. Like, man, that man earned everything that he had.
Yeah.
I didn't sit around and cry and get mad. If somebody ever gave me something, I'm thankful. Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
This generation now, they look for, okay, let me see, I'll get the Puffy, Master P, Jay-Z,
Yeah.
50. Let me see what I could get out there.
Yeah.
I want $1 million. Like, you ain't even did nothing. You want $1 million? Like, think about it. People just
Agreed.
come at you like, man, I see that man. I'm like, man, you got a hand out instead of hand up.
Yeah.
Like, I built this from scratch.
Yeah.
Like, I got this out the mud.
Yeah.
But I did it on respect.
Yeah.
Because I appreciate the people that came before me. When you look at the Tupacs and all those guys came before me that I respected them and showed love to.
But another thing that you did, I mean, I know a lot. I can ask, but I just know a lot about you. You was in the South, but you went to the West Coast, to
Yeah.
the Bay, to learn the independent hustle and brought that back to your people.
Man, I learned that from St. Charles, E40 uncle.
Yeah.
And people don't realize why E40 and them had a deal. I'm in the gutter
Yeah.
in St. Charles trying to figure this out. Then at 19, I got my own record store.
Yeah.
So everybody was talking about you know, these dudes, young P. No, you ain't younger, but I had a record store at 19.
Yeah.
That's how I met these dudes.
Yeah.
They used to come to my store because they see my coat outside. They're like, damn, who called that is?
The white bands with the
Man,
gold-
come on, man.
I'm trying to tell you.
Ice cream, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? On Triple Gold
Yeah,
Day.
Triple Gold Day, yeah.
And they'll come up in the store and say, man, this your store?
Yeah.
How old you is? I'm 19.
Yeah.
Wow.
I put y'all music in. I put their music in their own consignment. But it's what I tell you about trusting the process. We started with nothing. I lived in the back of that store at 1st. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Till I got enough money to go get me a crib. I said, no, I ain't about to go get no crib right now.
Yeah.
I'm about to build this into something so I can make money.
Yeah.
I always find a problem. When I
Yeah.
start a business, I find a problem. I found a problem like, you know what? It was no record stores in the Bay that was catering to hip-hop.
Mm.
And so, you had the hip-hop and R&B, was not catered to.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly gospel, older people had those type of records.
Yeah.
And then I was like, me being a young dude, I looked at FedEx and UPS. And so on my stove, so No Limit was I could get any record in a day.
That was a no limit.
That was No Limit.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna get you any record by the next day. Get it FedEx, the
Yeah.
UPS. People didn't figure out how you do this. I charge you more for the
Yeah.
shipping, but I could get all the hood dudes what you want.
Yeah.
You want a record from Detroit? You want a record from New Orleans? You want a
Yeah.
record from Chicago? I'll get it to you the next day. And that's how I built my brand and my company. And I learned the business from the retail side.
That's what I was going to ask you. How did you learn how to manage money? Because anybody could hustle, but to be able to take that money from hustling and turn it into business and turn it into an empire.
Well, so